So, I'm a trainer, as I said, a coach. At the same time, I'm a sportsman, a veteran already. Also, I've noticed that the crunching of my joints reduced. I see that my flexibility is better, and for more, thermoregulation. When I take a cold shower and I take it with ease, satiety. It's like, for example, you eat and realize that you feel full fast, and then sometimes you just skip the meals, and it doesn't affect the muscle mass loss. So the overall body energy has increased. Hello. Yes, Dmitry. Hello, hello.
Да, Дмитрий, здравствуйте,
Very glad to
здравствуйте.
hear and see
Рад
you.
вас слышать, видеть.
We are in a camp for kids. My pupils just distracted me. Hello. Hello.
Здравствуйте,
Hello,
здравствуйте, ребята.
kids. Well, now I'm ready to talk, of course. It's in the forest, Kazan region, the Rifa Reserve area. Everything's wonderful.
Отлично.
Great.
Вы по
Do
специальности
you have a
тренер?
specialty as a trainer? Yes, a coach. I used to be a coach, but let's say the society cuts all the exemptions for us. They made me a trainer now.
Мгм. Но это не
But
мешает
it
вам
doesn't
продолжать
prevent you
вашу
from
деятельность.
going on with your job, does it? No, I love my profession. I can say it's my calling.
Хорошо, хорошо.
Well,
Давайте тогда
could you tell us, please,
расскажите, пожалуйста,
your
вам историю
story
про
about
синтезит. Как
synthesis?
вот вы про него
How did you
узнали,
learn
как вы его
about it?
почувствовали,
What's
какие
your
у вас есть свои
experience,
результаты,
results?
сколько вам лет,
How old
если
are
вы
you?
вес, как
Your
принимаете?
weight and how do you take it, of course? All right. Well, I'm a trainer, as I said, a coach. At the same time, I'm a sportsman, a veteran already. My name's Dmitry. I live in Kazan, 43 years old. I do track and field athletics. Naturally, the master of sports myself. I mean, I finished this one at the age of 30 professionally, but so far, I've been kind of keeping myself in a shape. I need this in order to, more practically, I could show the jump to my pupils. I mean, not just sit on a chair and explaining to them on my fingers. So I'm kind of keeping myself fit constantly. That is, I train like a professional, let's say, but I do not perform. I mean, I do perform in my own region, in Tatarstan Republic. I do jumps, and at the same time, I've been doing veteran sport for 5 years already. Though the veteran sport since I was 35, but I'm 43 now. I've competed in the 40 plus age category for about 5 years already. From the first moment I started to sports, I always won. I mean, I've already forgotten how many times I've been the champion of Russia. Of course, I stay fit, and all the moments connected with a healthy lifestyle, being active. For sure, as a trainer, as a sportsman, I'm looking for the options to maintain a good physical state, an athletic condition. Not just it could help me and help to train my pupils, to train myself, compete, and to have energy for my family, of course. I have a family, 2 kids, and I educate myself, obviously. Regarding the information and methods existing, dietary supplements, not prohibited. Needless to say, it is something new, interesting. I'm trying to find it. As an experiment by nature, first try it on myself. And somehow, on YouTube or not, surfing the internet, I found Synthesit. I checked the reviews and decided why not. It's worth a try. So I ordered 1 jar. It was a moment, no, it seems like I learned about it 1 year ago. I had a look, considered it a little, and then it all slipped away. With all the pandemic, coronavirus outbreak, it goes without saying that I spend more time surfing the internet, and again, I saw it. Alright, I made my mind to order a jar and see how it goes. The way it fits my training and my condition in general. It was somewhere in March, I suppose. I ordered the first jar and began to take one capsule in the morning. I mean, I read that it was taken in the morning with water with vitamin C. Water-soluble one, a powder type, to have more. I had read it was more effective, so I started to take it this way. Naturally enough, I have a healthy lifestyle. I don't smoke, I don't drink. Let's say it disturbs me, and I don't need it. I feel my body pretty great. The exact moments I take something. When I work out, I do some exercises related to my profession. I also observe how it affects my training activity. Because I do understand that a trainer must be not only a professional, he must be active. Because I work with kids, and they're so pleased when their coach is funny and cheerful. It keeps a high level of trainings, and kids do not scatter, let's say. I play with them all the time and communicate. I mean, I don't just come and give them a work to do and say goodbye, and it requires a lot of energy, not only physical but emotional. And you realize that kids are a bit like vampires, and accordingly, my energy state, as I call it, is very important to me. So the emotions and the way my head works, so I began to take the product and noticed that I began to do more things. That is, I'm planning to do this way and I go. I've done it, then I check it, and then I think, well, let's do some more. I used to wake up early mornings. I went for a run, and here is my sleep is simply deeper, and I began to wake up at exact time. I even set myself like, okay, at 6 a.m. I wake up and go for a run. And just like that, 5 minutes before 6 a.m. I wake up and I go for a run. And I realize that my stamina is better. A light mode run, steady breathing, you do everything. The body is soft, and this softness speaks for the flexibility. The flexibility became pretty good, because I do exercises myself all the time, and I can't but notice that my kind of, let me say, it's track and field athletics, I do pole vaulting, an extreme kind of sport. Well, this sport, this discipline requires coordination and speed power qualities. That is, we know that the higher the age, the lower are speed power qualities with time, because they are required, and it's a big physical workload on the locomotor system. And many sportsmen ended up because of all the joint pain and the spinal pain, and the pole vaulting is a huge load on the lumbar spine, as well as on all ligaments. So many sportsmen, they quit pole vaulting as their body is not able to manage it any longer, doesn't feel it. And I see that the flexibility improved. How can I see it? Doing certain warm-up exercises. Also, I've noticed that the crunching of my joints reduced, basically disappeared. I mean, when I do twists, crunch, crunch, crunch. As for now, when I do the warm-up and all these twists, I feel that everything stopped. Stopped crunching for sure. And the muscles are soft. They became softer. Now I'm getting ready for a new season. So in summer, I'm planning somewhere, and at the end of September to perform in Adler. We have a championship there. And I keep a sports diary of my results, and I observe the dynamics. It's really got better. In terms of volumes on speed, on power load, I began to perform more, and even began to finish my trainings less exhausted. It interests me. It gives me a perspective that I have enough strength for my students, and, as I said before, for myself and my family. That is, the emotional level has increased. I mean, I have no rancor, because when your energy leaves you behind, you become a triflavonoid has increased, and I feel it. I state the fact it's for real. So, needless to say, as I may say, a positive person, and I like to do many good things a lot. In the strict sense, yes, I want to make people happy and create the atmosphere or cause some situations when me and other people are pleased. It requires energy, emotional and physical. I have more of them, and there are more good deeds, and this makes me kind of very happy. Well, I agree. As for the kids, in fact, I'd like to add that they're not like complete emotional vampires, I guess. They're just being kids. Now, if you remember yourself when you were young, yes, that is, you always have enough energy for everything. That is, first you run somewhere, then you come running home, then you do this and do that. They just have another level of energy, and Synthesit gives you this opportunity, I guess, to fulfill your energy. Yes, they dictate, you said it right. They really have a huge energy resource. They constantly need to move, and if the coach gets himself into that action the right time, and he understands when to give, where to notice, and they demand your attention, because every exercise done should be evaluated, and that is time well done. And I understand that I have more energy. I began to pay more attention, more praise, more of like an emotional support, and that reflects on the activity a lot. As I said, they are more eager to do it, and therefore I create more interesting exercises for them, more games. It's the overall body energy increase, for sure, and as expressed in my work, this is great. Great, you're just on the same vibe with them at the time, so everything goes as it's supposed to go. Cool, yes, and about the joints too. Here I have, by the way, this sport used to crunch. So if, let's say, I didn't take Synthesit, I think you would have heard it crunching loud in the microphone. Now some minimum crunch remain, but I've been using it already, roughly speaking, since November. Yes, but everything is smooth, that is, my neck stopped hurting too. All these moments just stopped. Absolutely everything. Nothing crunches, I suppose. I mean, obviously, I graduated from the Institute of Sports. This is Moscow State Academy of Physical Culture, named after Lenin. That is, all subjects like anatomy and physiology, biochemistry we had. Well, of course, I'm still kind of, as I said above, I'm looking for options to raise the overall performance, find some specific techniques to constantly move. And here, I understand by myself, I can say that it increases microcirculation greatly. That is, the sensitivity of the skin has become better in a peculiar way. I can say that when here I'm usually a fan of, well, how should I say, contrast shower, such tempering procedures that exactly the thermoregulation. You get into a cold shower and you feel at ease. And at the same time, I noticed that there are temperature drops in Kazan too, the heat, and around plus 40 degrees in the sun. I simply had a walk. The body, no matter how quickly it is produced, in general, that is when it is hot, when it is cold, it quickly turns on. This climate control is internal, and I think this is also related to this product, because it really is. I noticed that the thermoregulation is turned on very quickly. Here are such moments, and memory, of course, can be complex. Basically, since I lead a healthy lifestyle, of course, the choice of food. I follow my diet, which is more live food, as I call it, right? And I noticed another thing, that the amount of products consumed has become less. Satiety. It's like, for example, you eat and eat, you realize that you feel full fast, and then sometimes you just skip meals, and it doesn't affect the muscle mass loss. So, as I feel, because I keep a diary, and even visually I can tell. And the venosity increases, that is, the veins became visibly so well, and at the same time, as if the volume of muscle mass does not go away. That is, in general, quite great for my sport. It is very important not to gain extra weight, but at the same time that the speed of power, your quality improves. Thus, it can be said a big benefit from training. Yes, I agree. I also noticed that the muscle pump is filled with blood, increases when you take Syntazid. Yes, and the muscle pain after performing the overload in principle. I even began to do less number of approaches. Here I noticed that I do not because as it is. The effect is achieved here even in a smaller number of approaches, more than repetitions. In other words, the effect is achieved. It was necessary to have 3 or 4 approaches. Now, 2 active ones are enough. When muscles is very quickly filled, but the next day you do not feel any pain at all. You can do more technical training, which is very important in my sport, pole vaulting, run-ups, because if you have not fully restored muscles, and this is very much reflected in the rigidity of the pole and on your movement. Well, yes. By the way, Dmitry, how can you explain, as a professional, the fact that many people do not experience the muscle pain the next day or in a day, though they used to have it for 3 or 4 days before? I link it most likely with the quality of blood, that is, faster breakdown products, leave the body as well as acidification of the body. I think minimally, well, that is, I also have a very similar one. Yes, this is related to blood, because I understand the more ductile the blood is, like not thick, it makes you recover faster, because it is the blood that contributes to muscle saturation, muscle growth, and it carries, in addition to oxygen, all the amino acids that build our muscles and obviously serves as a filter. Lymph is also a purifier, well, respectively, and blood, and a very good name. Why I got hooked on the name of iron? I have this exactly my opinion, the understanding that we, as if at the expense of iron, we still create some kind of electromagnetic shell. The understanding that if the iron itself is a substrate, which is a chemical element that makes our body more active in a magnetic sense. Because I was doing exercises, special exercises, twisting, so this is my understanding, a magnetic spin-up. This can already be said to be a vision of my own. So I spin clockwise, counterclockwise, and I've noticed that there was no vertigo. Spin 20 turns fast and you are not driven as an astronaut. And accordingly, I have wired on to this name iron, and I have in my understanding, if you mentally you imagine yourself as electricity, yes, but we know that iron is a conductor of electricity, that is, all your thoughts, all your actions through this mental, through imaginative thinking, it strengthens you. This is my vision. Strictly personal, like copyright. I made sure to note it well. Good, excellent, thank you very much. Very informative, very detailed, especially from a professional of your level to hear all this. Thank you very much for the interview. By the way, Dmitry Murzin, with whom you were introduced, yes, we are in touch closely. He also seems to be in the same field, and well, you can say he's my teacher. Well, not a teacher, but a colleague in the field to improve yourself, to improve this world. And I constantly cling to things that give me a lot of energy. So I understand that what you guys are doing, I really appreciate it. I really let people hear that nowadays, this difficult time, a little bit of, let's say, degradation, alcohol problem, and everything else happens, you're probably like a lifesaver. Lifesaver for people who give that exactly is not the official medicine, to use this product to make the world a better place. And I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart. I know that you're getting ready for the competition. I wish you a good preparation, a great mood, and that all the kids listen to you and follow you forward
Шли
only.
с вами только вперед.
Yes, it goes like this. They like me a lot. Good. Good.
Хорошо.
Thank
Спасибо
you
большое
so
за интервью.
much.
Всем привет.
So
До
much for the
свидания.
interview.
всего
Goodbye.
доброго,
All
всего
the
доброго.
best.
До свидания.
Goodbye, goodbye.